Welcome to WorldPPG.com. I'm Michael Purdy, and I'm here with Jeff Going, as usual. Jeff, how are you?
Greetings and salutations from Illinois. Good to be here.
And there's a new picture here for those of you that are looking at Uvu, and we have Paul Anthem with us, and you may know Paul, or you may know his PPG for Morons adventure, which is, I think, a pretty cool thing. Paul, welcome.
Hello.
So, tell us a little bit about you. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say, I think everybody has to know Paul by now, because if they've been to any fly-in at all, they have either seen him making one of his antics, or they have been suckered into being in one of those.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Right. See, you're not just a spectator. You're a participant.
But consequently, they are very funny. I think you do an outstanding job. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michael.
Thank you.
Well, just give us a little background, Paul. You've been flying for how long, and how did you get started in all the video lunacy?
Well, you know, I haven't been flying for that long. It's only been, I bet, 3 years. And I still tell everyone I'm a newbie because, you know, in the Midwest here, where Jeff and I live, that's 3 flying seasons is really only about 3 or 4 months a year.
Right.
So, still, it seems like a long time.
You've obviously picked it up because like one of your videos, you have that, you know, the little glasses that have the little windsock on there. And, so obviously you have a grasp for the technicalities of this. You know, I bet that windsock works great.
The windsock works great. It's very odd about the windsock. I've noticed that no matter which, you know, you have to check the windsock before you land so that you land into the wind.
Yeah.
And amazingly, I must have this great aura around me because the wind's always coming right at me when I'm landing, you know, according to the windsock on my head.
It's probably sometimes a little surprising how fast the Earth moves by, though, when you touch down.
Right, I figure it's just the Earth rotating at different speeds sometimes. It's so I'm still trying to figure that out. That's why I tell everyone I'm still a newbie.
Right, yeah, that's pretty good though. Very good observation though, because a lot of people miss the Earth rotation, that factor in our flying. You know, we hear about torque and all that other boring stuff.
So, Paul, what was your first PPG for Dummies video?
It's actually PPG for Morons.
Oh, jeez.
Because
I'm a moron.
Right, because there's so many. I wanted it to be different from all the so-and-so for dummies.
Right.
And I didn't want to have any copyright issues.
Right.
But anyway, I figured Morons was just a little. I could do it even stupider things. But one day there was this post about someone wanted to redo their brake knots. And they were asking what knot to best use, and someone downloaded this whole page of sailor's knots and stuff, and I thought that was overload, and that was my first video. I decided to make fun of that, and my very first video is called The Brake Knot, and I don't know if you've seen that, but basically I start out trying to do this knot, and then there's a time change, and then it looks like I've been there for a few hours, and now I've got this big ball of string and mess, and then a few hours later I'm underneath the glider, and I've just got lines all over the place. Everything, the whole glider's knotted. Of course, I had to buy a bunch of colored kite string to do this video, and then there's a whole fade, like days have gone by, and next thing you know, there's a skeleton laying at the glider.
That's not fun.
I remember that.
But,
yeah, that was the very first PPG for Morons video.
So some of your PPG for Morons videos get some traffic. There's some on there with like 30,000 views, huh?
Yes. Of course, you can always cheat and give it some name like Death Something or Horrible Crash. But I don't normally do that. I try to up it a little bit. And but there are some that have, for instance, Tragic Tandem has almost 70,000 hits now.
Oh my God!
I did watch that one.
70,000.
Yeah.
And then there's other ones. Let's see, what was the other popular one? Of course, naked paragliding, which is finally has been taken down last week. Someone tried that, even though there's no nudity, but there's implied nudity. I mean, I even have the little censorship bars where they should be,
and YouTube
but it got taken down. Yeah, and that had over 30,000 hits. Yeah,
that's too bad.
but there's some other.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's not because of the actual nudity. I think just the sight of my white, untanned body was so repulsive that they decided to take it down just to be more kind to humans.
That could be.
I got to tell you, it goes farther back than that. Do you remember the picture? I think this was possibly my first introduction to Paul's humor. Yeah, the picture with the electric paramotor. Tell us about that.
I can here. Let me.
Here it goes.
This is so funny.
Yeah.
Because I was just getting into this electric paramotor thing, and then Paul sent me this.
Shot. It does go back further. Before I even got the camera, I had my boss take a picture of me. I made a fake electric paramotor. I don't know if you could see that. It's going to be right there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you got the ceiling
now
fan.
that's a ceiling paddle fan.
How many feet per minute did you get out of that?
Well, it obviously there's extension cords on it, so my range was only about 50 feet. You can see the extension cord around my feet. And I actually emailed these pictures to Jeff, saying I forget what I said, that I had invented some new electric PPG, and it was all joke. There's little.
Jeff,
I put little comments here. I was having so much fun with powered paragliding, and I kind of wanted to share all these ideas and the funny things I would come up with in my head, but yet I couldn't do it out in the field, flying by myself all the time. I thought, well, why don't I just make a bunch of little movies?
How many have you done?
There are over 40 PPG for Morons episodes.
Right. That's amazing.
40 of them.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
So what you're going to be doing with us is you're going to be with us more or less every week, assuming, just schedule permitting, and you're going to pick a video from YouTube. It can be anything. Might be your video, a new one, an old one, or, lots of crashes on there, whatever it is. We're going to look at it first and then talk about it. So if it's one of your new videos, we'll enjoy it. If it's someone that's had an unfortunate little stumble, we'll critique that and find out how we can avoid that similar fate. And so that's what we've agreed on, right?
Right. That sounds great. So it could, like you said, it could be about anything. I don't want to grab the limelight, but if it is about one of my videos, then I've been told, at least by, for instance, John Black, saying, Paul, after looking at your videos, I realized that a lot of those are teaching lessons.
Yeah, yeah.
And it could be, what not to do or things that we see. A lot of videos come about through observation, and then I try to make it funny.
Okay. We're about out of time, and we got about 20 seconds left. So we're going to be looking forward to seeing more of you and your PPG for morons as opposed to dummies.
For morons.
And we're really looking forward to it. Get a little new blood in this group, which we sorely need. So,
all right, sounds great.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll talk
Good to have you.
All right.
All right, thank you.
I'm Michael Purdy. You're listening to WorldPPG.com. We'll be right back.